Remember this video that I did where we showed a simple water droplet and it had frequencies running through it and it changed in all these different sacred geometrical patterns just from a frequency running through it. Now I want you to listen to what the guy says at the end of this clip.
As we go into the last set of the frequencies, what you'll see is that the entire, and you'll watch along the outer perimeter, the entire pattern reaches its greatest level of complexity, and then it goes back, as the frequencies drop, it goes back to what it was, the concentric circles, as it was originally. It almost looks alive. You know, you've been offered many times the concept that thought is vibration. Have you ever considered that emotion is vibration? Feeling is vibration. We are always feeling something. We are always emoting something. We may not always be aware of what that is. We carry those patterns with us. As we hold a feeling and an emotion, what we're doing is we are holding a vibratory pattern in the liquid crystal of our bodies.
Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because somebody tried to say I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just you don't understand what I'm talking about because I'm on a higher level of consciousness than you. Now anyway, in order to get to that higher level consciousness, we have to transcend in one form or another. But in this video, I'm going to show you by this verse here refers to this here. Transcendence, the existence or experience beyond the normal or physical level, the possibility of a spiritual transcendence in the modern world. Spiritual transcendence is just like the birth that's about to happen. You see all these earthquakes that are happening, right? That's the birth pangs of this birth of the Elohim, the fallen angels, whether those Elohim, one of them be Abaddon or the eighth king that is or isn't and that yet will, like Revelation says, and most people make that connection with John Paul as fake resurrection. Notice 9 going into a point. Right? Now skipping over that for a second. Why did Jesus say in this scripture, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see that ye is not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And now the first thing you got to realize is that the New Testament was altered, and the Old Testament, which was written in advanced physics and was a collection of atomic weights, dates, vibrational frequencies, and advanced trigonometry or what have you. You know, he knew that the people that control this world calculate the energy output of the world, because the world is like a battery, you understand? In the same way they can calculate how much energy you used in your home and then bill you accordingly, and you have to pay with currency or currency, you understand? It's the same way that the people that control this world calculate through math how much energy or what atomic frequency that our bodies and the earth is at the moment, which is actually on the increase. That's why the spiritual transcendence will take place, and that's what the birth is. It's a spiritual transcendence, because once our atomic frequencies for everything align the way they want it to, that's when a birth will occur. And that's why I showed you this as well. It's because McDonald's, which is the Golden Arches, and Burger King, which the king invades, who you think the king are is these fallen angels. You know, they're not going to be sitting around kumbaya when they, you know, when they're conjured up. No, they're going to bring a destruction to our reality, and it's going to fold in on itself, just like the way I showed you in my last video. You understand? And if you notice here, if you go down here, it says the McDonald's work was suspended on April 4th, 2014. You add that out, it equals 7, which is closing the loop. That's why they're closing. And then you notice here, it's been in business since 1990. Or you could look at it 199, just as the steps you have to climb to get to Dracula's castle or Countryland or whatever is 199 steps you have to go up. And knowing that They buried the Pope in his trapezoid-shaped coffin, just as vampires are sleeping in, which is a shape they use to harness energy. And it had 3 layers, 3 for Saturn, right? This is what's in front of his tomb. You see, notice the 2 pillars and a dark star in the middle, right? And the reverse number is 991, which if you look at it in the mirror is 991. And if you ever seen that new show Starcross, they came from this constellation, which is a triangle, right? And it's also 991 light years from Earth. You understand? Triangle, you could turn that into a pyramid, however you want to look at it. But these beings have 2 hearts, and in order to kill a vampire, you have to stab it in the heart, right? And atria is part of the heart anyway, if you look that up. But notice I bring this up because they found those pyramids that were over in the Ukraine. They said there was 37 pyramids altogether. 37, sort of like Flight 370 and the rebirth. You know, it's all connected one way or another. And they said these pyramids are 65 million years old. 6 and the 5 is 11, basically showing you the parallel reality crashing into ours.
There are said to exist 37 pyramids on the Crimean Peninsula down southeast along the coastline. 7 underground pyramids as well as claimed were found by Dr. Go near Sebastopol. It is a man-made caused pyramid which radiates specific energy in certain periods, Vitaly Go narrated.
So, coming to the article. Now, there's another birth that's happening, and it's the drones or the clones that Abaddon will have king over. You notice here, it says number 2 spot behind McDonald's. Burger King has 200 shots, so that's 2-2, or that's 3-2-2, like the Skull and Bones. But the reality is that 3 is actually the 3rd line in the double helix, which turns it into a triple helix, and that number for that line is 22, which I'll show in another clip. You understand? So it's a birth of a king and also a birth of a new race. You know, that's why Obama wants soldiers that will kill civilians, because they will be working with those clones that they have, where they're creating, I guess, over in Area 51 or something. So 9/11 was showing the birth of a new race. This MH370 or Elohim is showing the birth of the fallen angels coming from the abyss. You know, they're trying to get us, our atomic frequencies, to the point that everything is aligned, you know, to the way they want it, because like Bill said, it's nuclear, but in reality an atom is atomic, and when you split an atom you get a nuclear reaction, and they're trying to get us to a point, to a singularity, for that nuclear reaction could take off.
Building superintelligence requires us to unlock the most fundamental secrets of the universe. Imagine a machine with a full range of human emotion. Its analytical power will be greater than the collective intelligence of every person in the history of the world. Some scientists refer to this as the singularity. Professor? I call it transcendence.
Who can make war against the beast? Nobody.
How do we fight it?
You can't. An AI is like any intelligence. It has needs.
The real will die.
It'll start to evolve.
Where's the machine?
To influence.
Where's the machine?
To influence. Perhaps the entire world.
Where are you going?
Everywhere.
The news recently carried a story about John Paul II's unprecedented, quote, canonization ceremony, and how it will be shot in 3D and seen worldwide. 5 million pilgrims are planned to show up at the ceremony itself, and it'll be streamed to movie theaters around the world. Here's a news report on it.
Millions of people will follow the canonization of John Paul II and John the 23rd, and the Vatican's television center will use up to 33 TV cameras and 9 satellites to make it happen.
Notice they said 33 and 9.
Sony, Globecast, DBW Communication, and Nexo Digital.
The level of excitement the world has for John Paul II's, quote, canonization shouldn't surprise anyone. John Paul II was adored by the world because he was of the world, and not of God. Fire came down in the sight of men, to increase enthusiasm for John Paul II. And he did great signs, so that he made also fire to come down from heaven, unto the earth, in the sight of men. Apocalypse 13:13. John Paul II was the Antichrist, and his, quote, beatification ceremony, and his upcoming, quote, canonization ceremony, are fulfilling Apocalypse 13:15. And it was given him to give life to the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should speak, and should cause that whosoever will not adore the image of the beast should be slain. Apocalypse 13:15. So it isn't a surprise that the devil would want the world to see his big moment in 3D. He wants to do everything he can to suck people into the ceremony, venerating the Antichrist.
Opatrznościowe umieszczenie sceny nawiedzenia Marii poprawie piękna tego miasta i tej ziemi.
There's hardly a home without the Enigma Tech box. Critics have claimed the box turns Gothamites into zombies, but Edward Nygma just shrugs. That's what they said when TV was invented.
State Building?
Wipe it off the face of the earth. Start over? Feel like it never existed.
Exactly.
Is anyone doing better than we are?
We've lost the East Coast. Moscow is still dark. Life as we know it will come to an end in 90 days.
There is panic throughout the globe as countries and citizens try to protect their beloved landmarks.
My baby told me once, my baby told me twice, my baby told me 3 times.
It's going to spread across the globe. First it'll hit New York, then Paris, then the Chernobyl Pass, eastern China. What?
I think they're using this on the buildings to direct and amplify the electromagnetic energy.
Took my hand and walked with me. She said, I'll tell you, Mick, I do believe in the power of love. Oh, magic wand's the thing that makes me sing this song. Please. My baby told me once, my baby told me twice, my baby told me 3 times, 3 times nice. Please, 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 let's make some. I believe it's magic. I believe it's magic. I believe it's magic.
There's going to be major fallout in a few hours.
Nuclear fallout?
Bird fallout.
Only if I fail.
War is coming to man, Michael, whether you wish it or not. The dogs of heaven will be unleashed.
Took my hand and walked with me. She said, I'll tell you, Mick, I do.
I'm sorry about Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Lord Vader, can you hear me?
Yes, Master.
You question me. Question myself. So should you. Since their creation, he has taught us only to love him. I cannot stop.
They have brought this judgment upon themselves.
They are just lost. It is our place to guide them.
place to obey.
Tell me, Gabriel, you wish to be a son because his father what he asks for, or what he needs?
This is not your test, Michael. How dare you presume to know his heart?
Because he made this one. And it tells me he shouldn't lose faith now.
Souls are a very precious and fragile thing. Break one of those and them little buggers fly right back home. We can't have that, no can we?
What are these? My greatest achievement. It's what makes you, you. Synthetic souls.
So you're to blame.
Well, I was trying to capture the intangible. You understand, of course, that DNA can be isolated under a microscope. You know, hair color, eye color, height, weight, ethnicity. The fundamental basic data can be traced to individual chromosomes. But the soul, that is who we are. It is our passion, our pain. It's why we laugh, why we cry, why we strive to be better. DNA, it's the data, but the soul, that's the story. That is the essence of life. I wanted to create life.
What did you do differently with her synthetic soul?
Folks believed in the church. Heck, the way they would come strolling in here looking for God. It's like fish in a barrel, really. But times change.
Stealing souls is so noble.
Stealing souls is winning!
Winning what?
Hell's crown, Nimrod. You think Abaddon's just gonna sit there while those panty-waisted demons refuse to pick a side? And so she made a plan. If you can't convince them, make them.
She's turning souls into demons.
Demon army. Unbeatable, loyal only to her.
Well, at this rate, should only take a couple million years. Have fun with it.
You think I'm the only one doing this? We have factories spread throughout. Worry not, though, victory is nigh. And we'd like you to be on our team. Recruitment is easy. I just have to rip your soul out of your body.
She stole 500
DNA processing cores.
What are they?
Like I know.
Okay, thanks. Your robot just broke into a company downtown, killed a bunch of people, and stole some DNA processing cores. That mean anything to you?
Well, no, I mean, they're processors. Every android has one, but those are very advanced. I mean, they're capable of a zettaflop of parallel computations per second.
I don't know what that means, but, she stole 500 of them.
Why 500?
Simple math. One chip per android.
With those processing cores, you'd be well on your way to conceivably making 500 Danikas.
Someone's building androids.
You were right. About what? Finding Abaddon ASAP. She's mining souls. Why? To create an army.
Build me this army, the king said. So, a magical crown was forged that would allow those of royal blood to command the Golden Army if unchallenged.
And now to business. You will be delighted to hear that we are on schedule. 200,000 units are ready, with 1 million more well on the way. I'm sure he would have been proud of the army we've built for him.
The army?
Yes, a clone army, and I must say, one of the finest we've ever created.
Prime Minister, when my master first contacted you about the army, did he say who it was for?
Of course he did.
On another level, boy, you're my lucky star. I wanna walk on your wavelength and be there when you vibrate. For you, I'll risk it all. Oh, kiss me.
This army is for the Republic.
What is it?
Pain, suffering, death, I feel. Something terrible has happened.
The power of emotion. A battle for the human heart. The dawn of a new species. Dimensions of time and memory. We've been here before, haven't we? Easy. Where'd you say that train's headed? The future? Well, this here train, she goes straight to hell. There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?